Hey guys, it's Jane. It's Friday and I am back for Friday reads. I'm pumped about this. It's September, would you believe? I managed to miss the entirety of August as far as Friday reads goes because basically I was reading Infinite Jest. I know that a lot of people didn't watch the Infinite Jest videos and I am totally fine with that, but I haven't actually managed to get it completely out of my system yet, and I finished it a week ago. Yesterday I started working on one last Infinite Jest video, which I think may well prove to be the geekiest thing that I've ever made, and I'm hoping to get it finished and upload it for my Booktube anniversary, which is coming up later this month. So anyway, that's the Infinite Jest catch-up. And as far as a life catch-up goes, this time last week I was on my way on the train into the city to catch up with Michael from Knowledge Lost and his lovely wife, who also YouTubes with her sister at the channel Fruity and Reads. It was really fun meeting these guys. We caught a tram up to Carlton and had a look at readings, which earlier this year was awarded the Best Bookshop in the World award at something in England. So Michael and I went there and stood around for a while looking at everything. We both, bought too many things, and afterwards had lunch, and it was lovely. As far as reading goes, once I finished Infinite Jest, I really totally needed a change of pace. And so the next book that I picked up was another reread, but I was away for the weekend, and I was just looking through what I had on my e-reader, which would be just a complete 180-degree turn. And what I picked was Shannon Hale's Austenland. So I enjoyed this at a relatively superficial level. It's a romance story. It actually has a couple of interesting things to say about the whole Austenphilia phenomena, the difference between Austenophiles who are Austenophiles from the books and Austenophiles who are Austenophiles from the movies and TV shows and whatever. And that once you remove Jane Austen's narrative voice, the stories shorn of that are much more straightforward romances. But when you add in Jane Austen's narrative voice, there's a lot more going on. So it isn't a completely brainless read, but it largely is. It's about an American, late 20, early 30-something single girl who is gifted by her great aunt a trip to Pembroke Hall or something. It's some business in England which specialises in giving a Regency Austen type experience. Most of their customers are wealthy trophy wives, basically, and you go there and you change out of all your clothes and you stay for 3 weeks, and in that time you interact using the kind of Austinian kind of social kind of interaction sort of stuff, and there's actors who are there who are scripted and to give you a romantic experience. This girl, whose name is Jane's experience is that she is sent here by her great aunt, who wants her to basically get this stuff out of her system. And so you have her living through this and saying on one level that she's going to get it out of her system once and for all, and she's going to go home and she's going to be a changed woman and get rid of all of her romantic daydreams, but totally still obviously wanting a happily ever after. And I don't know that it's a totally successful blend of all those different threads, but it is entertaining. And there's a movie version of it which was with Kerry Russell as the main character, and that was a bit of a chuckle too. I didn't watch that this week, but I've seen it previously. Once I finished Austenland, I got down to what the next thing that I actually wanted to read was, which was The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, which is the follow-up to the Hugo Award-winning The Fifth Season. This has only just come out. I finished Austenland and I was ready to, actually turn my brain on, and I got started and I got about 3 chapters in before I realised that I had no idea what was going on, that I'd forgotten almost everything from the first book. And reading the first book it's a bit of a plunge. She doesn't gently lead you in. She dumps you right in the middle of the story, which is what I like. But I felt in The Obelisk Gate, I actually was expected to know the stuff that had happened in the first book. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to spoil this for myself. I'm going to go back and reread the 5th season and then come and read The Obelisk Gate. So now I'm doing my 3rd reread, which is the 5th season. I've nearly finished it. Can I tell you how much I'm enjoying it? Probably even more the second time around. Obviously, I've had baby brain this year because it's only kind of 6 months since I read it the first time, but I'm totally loving it, and there are things that I didn't remember happen. I mean, I remember the general overall structure of the book, but there are certainly things that I had forgotten about going on. This is a science fiction story set in the either it's a future Earth or it's an Earth-like planet, and that's not 100% clear at this point. It could be either way. Maybe in the second book we'll find out. And the thing is that it's a world which is incredibly geologically active. The people in this world have an extra sense that humans don't have, in which they can sense geological kind of movement. Almost everybody can do this. There are some particular people who the organ that does that sensing is overdeveloped, and not only can they sense it, they can actually control it at some level. It's not understood to be magic really in the world of the story. It's understood to be like an extrasensory power, like a superpower, but like a real superpower that some people have. The first book, the 5th season, is told from the point of view of 3 different characters. One, a student at the school where they train you to use this sensing. One, a very young girl who has just been discovered to have this special power, and one, an older woman who who is somebody with this power but has been living without telling anybody about that, is married and with children at the beginning of her storyline, and has hidden the fact that she has that power because it's a bit of a poison chalice in this world. It's a super great story. I'm so looking forward to finishing it this time so I can get on to volume 2, The Obelisk Gate. That's what I'll be reading this weekend. And I would love to hear what everybody else is up to. What are you going to be reading this weekend? I would love to know. Hope you're well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.